On the last episode of Modern Game Z, Rocksteady Race swaps Deadshot, and Harley Quinn gets an ugly downgrade. Harley Quinn is too sexy, said someone totally real and not made up. Femme fatale, more like Lady Lukewarm, am I right? More like Madam Mediocre. It is Madam.
Hello, beta testers. Fables trailer on the Xbox channel has 20,000 dislikes. Fables trailer on the IGN channel has 28,000 dislikes. Fables trailer on the GameSpot channel has 33,000 dislikes. 80,000 dislikes. Say what you will, but do not ignore this data. Maybe an activist wants to pretend it's for reasons other than her looks. Consider, if you will, the most replayed moment in this video seems to correspond with the ugly face of the female protagonist across all of these channels. My name is Kyle, and to be blunt, when I see a product afraid of pretty women and breasts, I know I'm not interested. This most replayed portion of the video seems to be exquisitely informative, and as hard as they try to hide dislikes and feedback, the comments tell an articulate and elegant story. Belli eleganto.
A face only a mother can love. This looks like a game based on a Netflix adaptation based on the Fable games, and a lot of people pointing out that this looks like it's made for modern audiences.
This trailer had modern audience vibes written all over it. I am reserving myself from getting excited. It's delicious. I'm noticing quite the amount of people implying that because a person is apparently ugly themselves, their opinion should be invalid, which I find amusing in ways I'm not sure even apparent to the people stopping to say things like people who live in glass houses. I'd like to put myself here to say that my name is Kyle, I'm some Jamaican, and I invite you to sidestep and or imply the point is invalid because of how I look, and allow that lack of self-awareness to wash over you if you fail to recognize what it would make you. Willfully ignorant people pretending that it isn't noticeable that an effort has been made in the direction of ugly to deliberately design this character like Pixar might adore us? There's no discussion to be had with you. It's either deliberately bad or Fable's team is inexplicably incompetent. But it always seems to only happen in the West. Eastern developers seem to run circles around the West in terms of technical prowess, especially as it pertains to accurate representations of the models and actors they employ. This seems to translate well to sales, with Capcom being highly regarded among fans and exceedingly profitable. The Jiggle Physics waifus in Genshin Impact just last year made $2.2 billion. How hilarious is it that white people that want to be the saviors of ethnic people are so entitled that they've decided to pretend to be offended on my behalf as they take issue with, quote, a lack of diversity in Asian games. Do you know that their game has a 16 on the end of it? Maybe they know more about it than you. As much as these creatures want to pretend that there's backlash over lack of diversity, there really isn't a strong reaction either way. But this is a strong reaction. Just like the reaction to Saints Row when Volition was saying hilarious things like, "We won't back down," and just like the reaction to Rocksteady's Sushi Squad. But one glance and you pretty much get what the problem is. The downgrades, but only for a specific gender. But don't take that up with the people defending this nonsense, because they've got a list of reasons as to why, or what we might refer to as excuses.
It's supposed to be bad on purpose. This is a moral choice game, and she just looks like what it's going to be if you go bad.
Right. Well, why didn't they show the righteous route and a pretty person? This is how they've chosen to promote their game, and the dislikes are indicative of how people are voting. By having an ugly woman slay a giant man, take that patriarchy, and then throwing a stereotypical sandwich over her shoulder, all the trailer was missing was her lighting a bra on fire to really complete the jackass, really heavy-handed message. She should have stood on his nose so that the trailer could really, literally, be on the nose. Isn't that the kind of cringe garbage humor you're used to? You throw it in your Saints Row reboot, you fucking clowns. So, loser, shill, defender, apologist. If you have the nerve to move the goalpost arguing, you're not pretty, so you shouldn't have a say, if ugly's all that you got, I pray that you never face genuine adversity in your life, because when you experience living words, sticks and stones. Unless you're pretty, in which case we wouldn't be hearing from you, because you wouldn't need to waste your time with any meaningful discussion about anything online. You know what I mean? Sticks and stones. Or as a gamer might say, rock and stone. So, with all due respect, Batty Boy, what we are talking about here, sir, is not the way that the girl looks, it's about money. We're talking about appeal. I will not fund something that looks like this, and I am not alone. Not because it is ugly, which it definitely is, but because of what the woman being ugly means about the product. It telegraphs the types working on this, and if you're new or you're unaware and therefore incapable of recognizing patterns present for the better half of a decade in these spaces, recognize this is why gamers are frankly right to gatekeep. Normies attempting to call shots when they only know a piece of a puzzle is catastrophic for some of these things. And if my diverse opinion is allowed, I believe that all sides should have a say, especially when the side is in the majority and these people are why these things profit. Would it not stand to reason that people who are, by your definition, not attractive enough to speak on this might be seeking something other than what they wake up and look in the mirror and see? Or is this alien to you? Please comment in the comment section below. Is this difficult to understand? Am I particularly more incoherent than normal? Is the reasoning described as articulately and masterfully as I can effortlessly dictate alien to those of you listening? I'm finding reason is alien to many of these identity people as well. But when woke activists can't use their eyeballs to objectively recognize that this girl looks leagues better than this, that the in-game representation does a disservice, and that there has in fact been an effort made to ugly her up, there's no discussion to be had with you. You're refusing reality. This beautiful girl deserves the truth, the honesty of the studio's efforts falling far short of their Eastern competition. This is beautiful, impressive, and to follow the logic of the people attacking people's looks, they should probably do better before they try to have anything to say to the East. This isn't about gay people or black people or fat people or real representation. It's about you types demanding what people do not prefer so vigorously, so frequently, that even the least involved consumer has learned to recognize at a glance what telegraphs you types. We all want real representation, but forcing pre-existing characters to the other race, to the other gender, that's lazy. Changing characters because you're offended by an aspect, that's sad. The entitlement of only being able to identify with what's exactly like you, that's rings of power. You people are demanding that people snap because clapping is just overstimulating for you and it's too intense. Can't you guys just snap? But you the one who drug your raggedy ass out here. You came to this concert. They probably want to see your ticket and you didn't even buy one. That's the games journalist energy. So if you don't like the dinosaurs, don't come to Jurassic Park. Don't demand Jurassic Park be something it ain't. Thank you for anybody liking, listening, subscribing. Appreciate your support. Join the Discord. Leave a message after the beep. I don't want to have to seek the Japanese version of things in the future because they're going to be making a loser version for the wokies. You know what I mean? But I will if I have to. And hilariously, that could actually turn into them earning more money. So congratulations and great job, activists disguised as games journalists. We all can't wait until you go bankrupt. Snap instead of clapping. Fucking losers.